Now, beloved within the Seventh Adventist Church, beloved in the Seventh Adventist Church, this is a very urgent message, a very urgent message called the Beatitudes. The Beatitudes, a further look into what is the parable of the Good Samaritan, what is the parable of the Good Samaritan, and the Beatitudes. Now, beloved, within the church, many Seventh Adventist conservatives today have an attitude where you see me dropped off on the side of the road and I'm not going to pick you up. I'm not going to pick you up because I may be unclean for the feast, for Passover, for Pentecost, for alumni. Yeah, that's what I say, for alumni. Or I'm not going to feed you with food out of my food, or I'll give you the food you don't eat because I'm against your stance for truth. I'm against you not wanting to eat meat, or I'm against you wanting to eat what you want to eat in your understanding. So I'm not going to be a neighbor to you. I'm gonna give you what I think is best for you. And so what they'll do is they'll drive past you on the side of the road and they'll curse you off if your car break down on you and clap their hands at you and not give you any money. Those same Adventists, they'll be the first one to try to take $1 out of your pocket when you have money through a stimulus check or a refund from a school or a tax refund or some kind of money, or through your business, through some kind of job money. The first one trying to steal money out of your pocket and ask you how much money you have on you. But when push comes to shove, they're not want to give you any money after you give them a lot of money. They're not want to drive you somewhere for a long distance to be around other like-minded individuals. They want to flank on you. And that's the attitude of Pharisaism. They gave tithe of rue, mint, and cumin, but they forsook the weightier matter of the law. And some of these same guys, some of these same people in the Adventist church today that think like that, beloved, they have an attitude where why do I got to support the general conference with my tithe and my offering because of the apostasies, they said, like the woman's ordination, the celebration, the new theology. They say, do not support the tithe and do not support the taxes for your business. They say, don't listen to what Christ said to the Pharisees and Sadducees, written under Caesar, things that are Caesar's, and under God, the things that are God's. They say, don't render unto God because of apostasy, and don't render unto Caesar because of apostasy. Beloved, these people are Pharisees, and they're trying to trap the lay workers like myself who got private businesses but unsupported by, or missionary business but unsupported by the system to get out certain books they want to get out that expose Satan's kingdom. That's why they are trying to tie them up with questions about Caesar, because Caesar protects them to hand out their literature. That's why they pay their tax, like with my ministry, Voice Crying in the Wilderness, canvassing out there and preaching online, beloved. And it's so sad. It's so sad. It's a sad reality. And but the Good Samaritan, see, Christ told us so the Good Samaritan, because the Good Samaritan, he probably smoked, he probably drank, he probably ate pork, he probably gambled, he probably fornicated and committed adultery. He probably was even a homosexual. But he picked the Levite up who was beaten up on the side of the road, who had lost his vehicle, lost his car. He picked him up and drove him to the church. He drove him to where a safe location was because he loved his neighbor, while the priest or the pastors, yes, the Sanhedrin hunted the Levite down. The pastor wouldn't drive him to a safe location and get him some food to eat. The conference president wouldn't do it. The members wouldn't do it because they were rabbis. They taught Sabbath school. So why should they do it? They wouldn't be unclean for the festival, for the church, for the high Sabbath at a present truth church. So, and actually, they were quiet on the open sin of the minister, but wouldn't help out the struggling Levite who was trying to live right. But that's the attitude of many within the church today who don't read the story of the Good Samaritan in the New Testament and see that Christ wants us to love those who are hurting, who are bleeding, regardless of what faith or religion they are, or even in a secret society. The Good Samaritan would would drive the young Levite to um, get food at a restaurant. He'd buy him food. He'd feed him. He'd clothe him. He'd help him get through school with financial aid money. That was the Good Samaritan. He loved his neighbor. He talked to him, was kind to him. He didn't stomp on him. He didn't say, well, because you don't believe like me, something's wrong with you, you're crazy. He was kind to the man, very kind to the man. That was the role, beloved, of the Good Samaritan. That's why Christ told that story in the New Testament. But look at the Beatitudes. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the kingdom of God. Be meek when folk lie on you. Meek when folk curse you out. Meek when folk falsely accuse you. Meek when folk chastise you in public and embarrass you. Blessed are the poor in spirit, those who mourn over their sins, who have soul disclension over their sins and the sins of others. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Not just being merciful to those who are merciful to you, merciful to those who are unmerciful to you, loving those type of people who want to set you up and get you hemmed up at a church and get you hurt at a location. Merciful to those type of people. Merciful to family who cuts you off and say, don't send a sermon to them. Merciful to those type of people. Insincere people that stand in judgment of you and that are pharisaical to have a spirit of Pharisaicism. Merciful to those people. Be kind like Uncle David Gates, Pastor David Gates, who's kind to all those who kicked him out of the synagogue or the church for preaching him in return. Be kind to those type of people. We learn that, beloved, from reading the Bible in the spirit of prophecy. That's how we learn that. From watching Christ's example. How when they smote him on the cheek and said, prophesy and those who smote you, prophet, he said that a mumbling word. That's Christ's example. Loving those who hate you. Not returning an evil word for evil word. Not doing railing for railing. But contrary-wise, blessing. Jesus says, bless those who curse you. Pray for those who spitefully use you. Try to find something positive about that person's character and pray for that person and try to reflect upon the good memories you have of that person and not the negative memories you have of that person. This is why it says, even in the storm of false accusation, God's people can afford to be kind, calm, and respectful, and nice and sweet and gentle. If we incur a greater curse and burn upon our reputation when we try to defend ourselves. Message young people says, do not incur, do not like the word quivering on your lips that people do not estimate your character rightly or justly should be left off your list because it makes them think less of your character. So we need to have the character of Christ, beloved. These are the last days. Jesus Christ is coming soon. Very, very soon. And we're not going to love each other, love our neighbor as ourselves, and be kind to those who despitefully use us and abuse us. We're not going to give it a time of trouble. It's not just about what you eat, being a vegan or return tithe and offering or missionary work. It's also about loving those who despitefully use you. Most Congressman Father, thank you for this day, this Sabbath day. Thank you for mercy and blessings. We let your people have the love of God to their enemies and have the Beatitudes and be merciful, meek, and lowly, and be a good Samaritan, doing kind deeds to those who are in need. And just that's what Sabbath was all about. Isaiah 58. Jesus Christ, I pray, man. Maranatha, God bless you, family. Happy Sabbath.